very good morning. And to all of us who have joined us, welcome to this session on breathing. So much important, essential part of our existence. So, before we start, actually, let's get connected to our breaths first. So, for this, I want you all to sit comfortably wherever you are. You're on the chair, you're on the sofa, comfort of your sofa in the morning, wherever you are on the yoga mat. Just sit comfortably with your back straight, keeping your back straight and sitting upright. Try to quickly take your awareness to every body part one by one, starting from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. If you're holding any tension anywhere, which we mostly do on our knees, back, neck, shoulders, identify the spots and try to release the tension. Now your body is stable and close to comfort. And now I want you all to bring your awareness on your breath. There's no need to change your breath, just observe it as it is. Just see how your breath is flowing in and out. Natural breathing. Put your entire attention, focus, and awareness on this rhythmic flow of your natural breath. Observe every tiny thing about your breath that you have never done before. Now rub your palms together, creating some nice prana and warmth in between your palms. And bring the warmth of your palms. You can cup your eyes or nicely just bring it on your face, opening your eyes inside the palms and gently bringing your hands down. Fantastic. So let's learn one important lesson from this very short exercise that we did right now. Maybe before you signed in, you had so many things already because early morning, and I know most of us like to plan our day. We must have been thinking what to make for breakfast or what to have for breakfast or how the day is going to go. What are the things that are lined up in my mind? So I'm sure most of us were planning our day. Even if we are like retired here and not planning the day, I'm sure we were thinking about some past or future. So, what happens when I give you this short exercise? What power the breathing has? I just wanted to prove the power of breathing before we start the session. And that is, it brings you in the present moment. While you were observing your breath, we were just like a neutral person. Okay, just breathe in, breathe out. No, I'm nowhere. I'm here with my breathing. So, you see, our breath has power to bring us in the present moment. So this is such an amazing mindful activity when you're too much overwhelmed by mental chatter sometimes. It is such a nice idea to just sit there. No need to do any complex pranayam techniques yet if you don't know them. No need to freak out that I don't know what to do. Just start observing your breathing and see there's a wonderful first step towards your mental well-being as well. Okay, so this is the power of our breathing. It can bring us in the present moment. So I want to really wish you all the happy, healthy week of breathing day, which is coming up tomorrow. And also we had health day. So this is a wonderful start that we can do by understanding how we breathe, how we should be breathing, and what can we do to correct our breathing if it is not correct. So I want to just contemplate here now, all of us can do it together, that how the breath is affecting all the areas of our existence. For example, breathing is very much connected to our physiological well being, which means that everybody is talking about the amount of oxygen that you should have in the body for better well being and function of all the intra organs that we have. So, that is one connection. But do you see, sometimes when you get tired, you feel low in energy. What naturally we do? You all can think about it, and I'm of course going to answer it what I do, something like this, right? So much everything is connected to our breath. So when we feel tired, we do, oh, I'm so exhausted. Or if you're excited about something, you see, we are breathing in again. So how much our prana body, our energy levels are also so much connected to our breathing. And then now let's speak about the connection of breath and mind. Oh, what to speak about it? It's really there. And I'm going to prove it to you with one simple example. Now, tell me what happens to all of you when do you feel angry first at times? Let's be honest here. Yes, all of us. Oh, I can see some thumbs up coming up. Okay, correct. All of us have that response coming up sometimes, or reaction, whatever, let's name it. You can name it for yourself, whether you react or respond. But the emotion of anger does come to all of us. So, what happens when we feel angry? I feel that anger is a response from the mind. It starts somewhere here, and we think that, oh, yes, I'm feeling angry. What happens to your breathing? Have you ever noticed it? If you haven't, then next time when you get angry, you see the response. What happens to your breath? I can't mock everyone how you get angry, but I'm sure something happens to your breath. It's either very fast, or I'm sure if it's not fast, then definitely it changes. It becomes erratic. There is no ratio of inhaling, exhaling properly. It becomes erratic because maybe you are either yelling or you are holding onto the anger and something is happening inside. So you see how this breathing phenomena is connected to our physiological functions in the body as we intake oxygen and release carbon dioxide. And second aspect is when we feel tired, we express, it's an expression of our energy or excitement or tiredness. We express through our breath by or and then third, how mind and breath are connected so well with each other. So this is how we have to treat our breath in healing our body, our prana, our energy levels, enhancing, and also mind. So today, in the beginning, first I'm going to shower some theory because I feel that I got convinced to practice yoga, breathing, meditation only after understanding that why I should be doing them. I was not a person who would just follow some Instagrammer or some famous yoga teacher who would post some beautiful things and I feel that, oh, I want to be like that, so I do it. No. So I'm sure all of us here today also want to know why we practice what we practice. And that gives us more consistency for our practice. If we are convinced about the benefits of the practice, then I'm sure it is a more sustainable idea to continue because I'm sure all of us struggle with the discipline to practice. It's not that today you're hearing something about the importance of pranayama breathing for the first time in your life. I'm very sure about it, right? So, however, hearing again and again, convincing ourselves that yes, it really works. When we put this positive affirmations and understand it from scientific aspects, from more subtle aspects, from pranic aspects, we are going to get more convinced about such things. So, I just want today not a detailed theory, but something like where I want you to contemplate that how do we breathe these days? What is our breathing pattern? Okay. So let's say due to the environment, our breathing can get influenced lot. Okay? Breathing is a sign of life. So we're going to go into the detail of it that how the atmosphere and surrounding where we live can affect our breathing, how our emotions can also affect the breathing. And then what are the wrong ways that we may have been breathing, but we have never seen it? So today is a good chance to, in fact, also auto-correct your breathing on your own. So due to modern technology that we have around us, like, do you all do farming full time and grow your own grains and vegetables? No, all we have is some fancy gardens, maybe, and we grow a little bit of microgreens, which is like in nowadays, health wise. We grow our own herbs. We grow little vegetables, which will give us like vegetables after 2 months. But till the time we are buying everything from ready stores, and we have washing machines, we have now helpers at home. So you see, this modern technology have reduced our physical activities. And that is the reason naturally the breathing can become shallow. This is one of the reasons why we don't breathe. When we work hard physically, naturally our lungs, they enhance the capacity. We have to breathe more. So there is a reason why we may not be breathing to the fullest of what our capacity is of our lungs. That is one reason. Second reason is that if we are the one who succumb to our emotional outburst too soon, we may have erratic breathing most of the time. Maybe you are a moody person, or let's not say you, let's say we. If we are moody, if we get angry, we get affected by anything around happening around us, good, bad, very quickly, you see that changes our breathing pattern. You see something that you don't like, your breath changes because you are feeling a little agitated about it. You see something that you like, you are excited about it. So if too many emotional outbursts that we have around us, or we fall, or we succumb to, then that is also a reason why we can have frequent changes in our breath pattern, and that becomes regular then of not breathing right. Another reason is sedentary jobs in a closed environment. So you see, nowadays we do not have access to fresh air, right? Like most of us, if working in the corporate, I'm sure nowadays we have a privilege to work from home, but I don't know how many of us are still closing everything. Oh, I have to close things in the morning because of the good light, but this is the first time the curtains are closed here in the only when I have sessions, the light is not nice. But what about that? What about the natural air that we are getting out? Most of us for around 6 to 8 hours are in a closed atmosphere in the house, in the work atmosphere in the house, and that also kind of reduces our capacity to breathe properly, or our lungs are deprived. And also the fourth factor is the pollution around us. So our body, we all know that how body likes to protect itself. Like when you eat something wrong of the stale food, or the food with some toxins, or anything bad food basically outside or at home, what happens immediately? You have diarrhea, you have vomiting. So you see, body has a nice self defense mechanism, that oh, this is wrong, I need to throw it out. Same happens with our lungs. The lungs will use their brain that it's very polluted air, I don't want to have air like this. So naturally, it is not going to be fully functioning for us to take deep breaths in. And that's the reason, again, we may end up having a shallow breathing. These are just random, some of the reasons why our breath can be shallow, erratic, rapid. Now, what is the result of this? Again, there can be a good 2 hours class on this, that what happens when we breathe like that. But let's speak precisely. What happens? We have insufficient intake of oxygen and improper elimination of carbon dioxide. So this is the main reason why breath, simple breathing, deep breathing is also so important, just to get this thing right. And of course, we're going to do it in like next few minutes now. So this is one of the reason, the outcome of shallow, erratic, rapid, or restricted breathing, due to the factors that I shared with you. And because of that, our bodies are starving. Our body is starving because of lack of oxygen and proper prana. See, for me, or for any yogi who is convinced about the subtle energies, and if you've ever experienced this, there's something called as prana as well. So prana is what? Our energy, the energy that we have in the universe around us and inside of us. So maybe science has put across as breathing into some gases, But if you go deeper into it, the breath is also one of the way how we get prana shakti or the energy from surroundings inside our body. Our body also has some energy which is determined by birth, like how much energy we already have. Due to our lifestyle and habits, we can increase and decrease those energies. But definitely, we can also do internal management and we can also get some prana from outside as well. So, that is also one of the functions where we are getting insufficient prana. And that is why sometimes, now, if you're still confused about the word prana, don't worry about it. I'm going to also convince it to you in this example. How many of you have ever said to anyone here, in your house, in your office, wherever, that, I'm feeling so low today? I'm sure all of us. What do you mean when you're saying I'm feeling low? I'm so like no energy. I mean, I can work, but I'm feeling low. So here you're, or let's say if you're going to a nice natural surrounding like Govardhan village where I'm sitting right now, lots of greeneries there, big places to walk, mountains to climb. And if you go there and then how do you feel? Anybody has gone on a hiking ever on top of the mountain or a natural surrounding place, mountain, forest, beach, we end up feeling more fresh. When you say I'm feeling fresh, what do you mean? Think about this deeply, and this is where we are coming close to the concept of prana. That, I'm feeling like energized. This is where I'm talking about prana. So, breath, as per the yoga scriptures, is not just taking in some oxygen, but it is also giving us lot of prana shakti, prana in the body, which helps us in healing and functioning in a better way. So, what happens because we have less prana? We have bodies which are starving and toxins can build up. I have been referring to so many holistic healing teachers and websites and organizations. They all talk about this in general that any reason for having disease in the body is building up of toxins. And then they talk about how to cleanse it through diet, exercise, proper lifestyle, right? Everybody, I'm sure holistic healing, whatever you've heard, is talks about some four corners of life: exercise, diet, then proper rest, and proper mental health. So these are the things where, we all talk about the holistic ways. So breath is also kind of, if we're not breathing properly, it's building up toxins in the body. We can hold a lot of physical tension sometimes because of that. So any aches and pains that you generally get without any reason, apparent reason, one of the reason is also not breathing or not energizing the properly like that. You can also face a lot of emotional instability. I'm not saying that you will never have your ups and downs, but I'm saying that if it's too frequent, we can definitely work on the breath. So I have seen that people with PMS syndromes, or I have personally also experienced it, of course, that how breathing is so helpful in managing somebody who has too many emotional ups and downs. So that is also one of the reason why insufficient breathing can lead to emotional instability. And then depleted energy. You may end up most likely, if you're in a closed environment, think about it. I'm sure we feel like easily more tired. But if you're in a fresh environment, you can function better. So you can utilize it through the breath. And many other things, poor immune system. Wow, what to speak about immunity in this era now. I'm sure all of us are talking, walking, eating, drinking about everything. The whole YouTube is full of immunity drinks, immunity food, immunity exercise, how to Ayurveda herbs, right? So definitely, why not, if you are doing so much for the immunity of yourself and your family, also adding proper breathing is going to a big step to improve your immune system. So poor immune system can also be connected to how we breathe. So, how do we breathe normally? Let's contemplate here. All of you are sitting on the chair, mat, wherever you are. Just whatever I say, reflect on it. That how do you breathe? So let's have some categories of breathers here that we may have now. So first kind of a breather can be a breather who is high breathing or shallow breathing. Shallow breathing means what? You're just using the upper part of the chest. And most likely, you're the person who may end up taking stress very quickly. oh my God, how to do this now? Oh, you may not express it, but you hold it. Or maybe you're thinking about it. So this is like I'm not generalizing it for all of us, but most likely it's a trademark of stress, all the shallow breathers. So this is a shallow breathing, only using the upper part of the chest. Okay. Second breather can be a reverse breather. Now, who is a reverse breather? Now, this is a trademark for anxiety and fear, a reverse breather. So, what is the correct breathing? We'll understand that first. But before that, let's do one small exercise. You can answer this to yourself now. When you're breathing, what happens to your abdomen? Does it come out or it goes in? So now I want all of you to sit straight again if you are like in a not so good position. And now let's see how the breath is. Just place your palms on the belly and try this out. You may want to close your eyes for more focus to see what's happening to your belly. Let's take 2-3 deep breaths more. You don't have to be politically correct here. Maybe you know what is the right way, but I really want what happens to you. I know few students, they give the correct answer, but they don't breathe properly. So I want you to be honest.
Abdomen pulls out.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So who are reverse breathers here in this group? Let's see. Now, of course, I'm not going to ask you to answer me. You can contemplate yourself and make a note of it that you're a reverse breather in case. If your belly goes inside when you breathe in, this is naturally, not when you're doing it politically correct with my instructions. If your belly goes in while you breathe in, you are a reverse breather and you are not utilizing the power of breath that God has given you in a proper way for your healing, for your proper energy levels in the body. Okay. So this is another type of a breather, reverse breather. Got it? So first was shallow breathing, only using this part to breathe, which is a trademark of stress. The second breather is a reverse breather, trademark of anxiety and fear, or just lifestyle. Not everything is related to the these emotions that I'm talking about. Okay, and another thing which was with me, to be honest, I corrected through my yoga. So I was a breather, curtailed exhalations. Like you inhale nicely, but your exhalation is very short. Ideally, as per yoga, your exhalations should be longer than inhalations when you do some pranayam. Of course, gradually as you do more practices, you will know that there's a big importance to the exhalation in a way for overall body, prana, and mental benefits. So what is curtailed exhalation means, you can also now, again, if you want, just take out some few seconds here and see how you are inhaling, how much ratio, like you can count in few seconds and see how you're exhaling. Let it be natural, you don't have to modify it too much. Okay, great. So I realized a few years ago, this was at around, I think, when I was with one of the teachers in one ashram doing my yoga courses few years ago. That time, when we were put into this systematic breathing exercise every day, I realized that I'm not able to breathe out. I mean, I'm done. There's nothing more. And I used to ask this question that how you expect me, teacher, to breathe out in big counts when I feel I'm done? So this is a curtailed exhalation, and that can be also dealt with proper practice, of course. Now I don't feel it, but that time it was a big serious issue for me that you asked me to exhale through like 6 and 7, and I feel that's it, I'm done. So what happens now? What is the disadvantage of this breathing? Which means we are not releasing, we are not eliminating the carbon dioxide out properly from the body, right? So maybe we are breathing in, but the exchange is not happening properly. So that is the reason also we need to have proper exhalation. And the fourth type of breather is very recent and modern and influenced by weight loss journey. And the fourth type of breather can be called as slimmer's breath. or slimmer's breather. Who is a slimmer breather now? The person who tucks the belly in sometimes just to show that I don't have a belly. Many people do it actually unconsciously, subconsciously. They feel that when I'm going to suck my belly in, I'm going to lose my belly. Well, in that case, you are right to a certain extent where you can do some exercises where you are moving your abdomen in such a way that it's getting sucked in and the muscles and the fat there are getting some massage. That's okay. But breathing this way is depriving us of a proper full breathing because always our abdomen is contracted and we are holding the abdominal muscles, which is really not nice for the diaphragm, which is a breathing muscle over here to go up and down and function properly. So even the breathing where we are holding the abdomen is really not good. Okay? So I hope you have identified what kind of a breather you are by now. And if you are a good, no problem, but continue with the practice that you're already doing with pranayam. If you've identified some of these things, and let's work on it now. Let's see how there's a universal way of working on it. All the different erratic, shallow, rapid, restricted breathing can be corrected through a simple conscious breathing practice, which is three-part. So we will do it today, and tomorrow we will see some more aspects of correcting the breathing and some more simple breath breathing techniques as well. So, how do we correct some nutritional deficiency? By adding some proper diet in our life. So, exactly if we are deprived of prana, vital energy, if you see yourself always frequently saying that it's not even end of the day, it's not even half of the day, but I'm super tired. So definitely you need to work on your pranayam, prana body and enhance the energy levels in the body through correct breathing pattern. So we are going to use the correct breathing pattern for breathing properly. So for that, what is a systematic approach that we did right now in a way, but how can you do also peacefully today at any point in the day is just first observe your normal breathing. Now, this is something very interesting here to know. I love this example. I read it in one book of pranayam. Normal breathing, or this naturally what you're breathing right now, is like a child. So, what happens to a child who is very naughty sometimes, and a stern look from a father? Let's say something like this. The child will understand that, okay, most likely, I don't know nowadays how it happens, but most likely, if a stern look from a parent would make a child realize that looks like I'm doing something wrong, which I should not be doing, and I should stop here. Or at least, acknowledge that I saw your reactions and I need to correct myself, right? This is exactly how breathing happens. The moment you will observe, you don't have to do anything yet. You don't have to do deep breathing, anulom vilom, kuch nahi, abhi kuch nahi karna hai. Just observe the breathing. Sit peacefully for 1 minute. I'm sure nobody can dare to say me that I don't have time. I'm just telling you 1 minute homework. Okay. So just doing it for 1 minute, observing the normal breathing, don't change it, will be also helping you to kind of understand and breath will start to correct on its own. You will see this happening over the period of time. So breath is going to correct on its own. Okay. So when you're observing this, the breathing today, try to observe, identify the wrong breathing. I gave you some types. So you identify what the wrong breathing patterns that you have in a self correction in lying down position. So what you can do now, you can lie down on the back and you have to just place your one palm on the belly, maybe the right palm and the left palm on the chest. And you have to just start inhaling and exhaling. It's a complete breathing now. Okay. So this is what we have to do now actually as a practice today to begin with. I want, if possibly, it's nice if you lie down. The correction becomes little more difficult for a beginner in the sitting position because you may feel that you have to force yourself to bring the air in the abdomen. So what is this conscious three-part yogic breathing is? We are using three parts here to make it simple. We are using abdomen, chest, and clavicular. Now, if you don't want to get into the complexity of the word clavicular, if you don't remember this part, let's call it upper chest. So abdomen, lower chest, and upper chest. So now I want all of you to lie down on your back. You can lie down in Shavasana if you want with your legs apart, or you can also keep, if you have a back pain today, or generally you have back pain, you can also fold your legs in knees and keep them slightly apart, where the knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, now your arms are relaxed to the sides. And now I just want you to observe your natural breath to begin with. Normal breathing, whatever it is, shallow, erratic, fast, doesn't matter. Let's just close our eyes and observe. Observe every tiny thing about your breath that you've never done before. Still there completely with your breath. If your mind wanders elsewhere, just bring it back on your breath. That's the nature of the mind. It is going to fly like a butterfly everywhere. But every time it wanders, you bring it back on your natural breath. Wonderful. Now you still stay in a lying down position, and I want you all to place your right palm gently on your belly. You don't have to press it harder. You just have to have a gentle touch of your palms touching your belly. And now see if you can do some abdominal breathing. So every time you inhale, visualize a balloon here and let your belly rise up. And when you exhale, let your belly go down. Continue this on your own for next couple of minutes. Complete focus on the rhythmic movement of your abdominal region, your belly area, going up with the inhalation and coming down with the exhalation. Visualizing a balloon, that your belly is like a balloon. And visualize any beautiful color that you also wish to visualize of your favorite balloon. And keeping your mind completely on your this practice of the movement of the abdomen. Of course, even the chest is moving right now, but we are consciously putting our focus on the abdomen. Very nice, everyone. Let's move forward. Still stay in the lying down position. Now you can shift your awareness and your attention to the lower lungs or the chest region. And now try to breathe in and out deeply, putting your complete focus on the movement of your chest now. Your complete awareness is on the movement of your chest. Keep your complete awareness on the breathing. And now you can relax your right arm to the side. And now we are going to focus to the third part, which is the upper chest near the throat, the clavicular region, or to be precise, where you have a collarbone. So we're going to see if we can inhale deeply and feel the breath even to that part. And exhaling, relax. Keep your complete focus now on the clavicular breathing or the upper chest. Leaving aside all the thoughts for a while, keep your complete awareness on the present moment on your breath. Wonderful, everyone. Now comes the tough part here. You still remain in the lying down position. See, the day one is very easy for you. You don't have to get up. You don't have to take any back pain, tension. Just lie down comfortably. If you have a lower back pain, make sure you fold your legs in knees and take a distance between your legs so that you feel more comfortable. And now we're going to do the full conscious 3 steps yogic breathing. It is called as yogic breathing because we're going to utilize now. We previously we isolated our abdomen, lower chest, and upper chest. Now we're going to combine all three together, and we're going to do the full yogic breathing. So now, if you wish, it's optional. If you wish, you can place your right palm on the belly very gently and left palm on the center of the chest. So that it'll help, it'll be like a guiding step for you to breathe in and the belly is going to come out. The chest is going to expand and you're going to breathe in fully till your upper chest and then breathing out. Doesn't matter what the sequence is while breathing out, it's all right. But while breathing in, let first your abdomen come out like a balloon. Let your chest get expanded and breathe in fully. And exhaling, reverse. You all are doing really great. I'm assuming it. And based on that, I'm going to now guide you into this practice with a count so that our inhalation and exhalation are more systematic. So if you're not able to stick to my count, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to force yourself either. You can simply stick to the comfort level for now. I'm going to give you the count of 4 to inhale and exhale now. So we're going to try to do some deep conscious breathing now. We did conscious breathing. Now we're adding some deeper element to it, breathing in deeply and exhaling completely and long. So let's start. You all can now exhale together completely and inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Wonderful. Take few seconds to come out of the practice slowly. You can now come back to your natural breathing. Slowly you can move a little bit in the lying down position. I know it's a morning time. I'm sure you already must be feeling sleepy. You see, the breath makes us so relaxed that we are again ready to fall asleep even in the morning time. So tomorrow I'll speak more about the relaxation aspect of breathing and some more breathing practices. So now I want all of you to again come back to a sitting position. Okay, wonderful. So I'm sure you're feeling sleepy at the same time relaxed and wonderful. So does this mean a common question now? I'm sure it's going on in the mind. This is a way, first thing first, this is a way to correct your breathing, whether it's erratic, shallow, fast, or you have emotional instability where your breathing patterns are fluctuating a lot. If you don't feel energetic, you want to improve your immunity, your digestive system. Many benefits are there of this simple practice. So, do I keep getting conscious of my breathing throughout the day? Like, for example, if I'm cooking, if I'm working, if I'm reading, do I have to like make sure that my belly is coming out or my chest? I mean, that's too overwhelming, right? There's a common question I mostly get when I share about this technique. No, you don't have to be conscious like a crazy person throughout the day about how you're breathing. Trust me, on the mat practice for few minutes a day is going to naturally make your breathing pattern correct, number one. And second, you will be breathe deeper naturally. You will be breathing in fully and deeply. So that is a magic of doing some practice on the mat like this every day for some time. So if most of you are into some physical exercise, fitness, yoga asanas that you do, pranayam that you do, make sure you're doing this before or after. I mean, add it in your practice somewhere. The thing is, many of us get attracted quickly to the easily access to a lot of beneficial pranayams because nowadays I know how YouTube channels they put the tagline weight loss pranayam, and we all just jump into it. Or pranayam for PCOD, thyroid, diabetes, digestion. So what happens? It's nice, of course. I'm not against it. I am a believer in that. That pranayam definitely helps. But if you have not corrected your breathing, and if you directly jump to some pranayam practice, I'm not sure how much benefits you're going to get from it. This is what every authentic yoga teacher would ask you to do first. That's what my teacher told me to do, that first correct your breathing. This is what I've been reading in authentic books too. That first bring your breathing right, then whatever pranayam also you will do, you will reap the benefits of it in a proper way. So this is an essential step. And see, in itself, this deep conscious breathing has its own benefits as well. You don't have to worry that is this just a correction step and then I do various practices. If you know already, there's no harm in doing it. But if you don't know much yet, even adding this, assuming that it's a world breathing day tomorrow, why not to work on our own breath for some time in our fitness schedule, in our yoga schedule, in our exercise lifestyle. So adding this is very, very important because it has its own benefit, and naturally your breath will get deeper, it will get corrected on its own off the mat. Then you don't have to do it. I'm going to also share some nice practices tomorrow as well. So, what are some benefits of this deep conscious breathing? So, you have improved quality of and supply of oxygen to your system. And we already know that oxygen is so much important for other nutrient absorption capacity. Flushing toxins out from the system. Let's say if you're already following some of the diet, you're doing some exercise, etc., then just adding this as well is going to be really beneficial. It will help you in your toxin releasing journey. You are improving the capacity of your lungs by doing this simple practice. The lungs become more elastic and stronger. What to speak of improving the capacity of our lungs in this COVID times? So if you haven't been doing anything much, at least start with the deep conscious breathing for your fight against corona. Definitely, I'm sure maybe researches will come out after this corona phase is over, but I'm sure that those who have been doing regular pranayam, regular proper breathing, that the capacity of the lungs, the improved immunity is so much there, yeah, out, like clear. So if you're not doing anything, for sure, at least start your journey with a deep conscious breathing every day. It also has a power to bring you in the present moment. That's another subtle benefit of it. And even it is good for heart in a way, because when we breathe properly, it is massaging in a subtle way to all the internal organs as well, and good for digestion too. So you see, when I'm moving my abdomen up and down, when the chest is expanding and contracting, it is giving a nice gentle massage to all the intra-abdominal organs as well, to the heart. So it's very good for improving the efficiency of this internal organs here. It improves the endocrine system, the hormonal imbalance. So apart from having a proper diet and proper exercise routine, even adding this simple conscious breathing is also very good for your endocrine system, very good for the nervous system as well. It helps us to access our response from the nervous system, which is more relaxing and helps us to digest things properly. So this is called as parasympathetic nervous system, where we are at more rest and relaxed state. So mostly in our day-to-day work, we are into sympathetic mode, where we are like fighting and flighting. We have to rush, we have to do things and blah, blah, blah. We are always in hurry and worry, you see. So shutting down that response for some time with conscious breathing can bring a great balance and improved benefits to your nervous system as well. So, very good in a way, precisely speaking, for your physiological health as well as for your psychological well being. So, these are some benefits of the simple correcting technique that I showed you today. So, today's step is all of you in a homework again. If this was a short time for you, today again in a day, observe your breath for up to a minute, normal breathing. Then lie down if you need again and try to correct the breathing and add this practice regularly somewhere in your daily schedule and see how your energy levels and so many benefits are going to follow. So now I would like to open this. Any questions are there about any simple technique? I'm sure pretty clear, but still, if you have any questions, any comments, any experience that you want to share that you've had with pranayam breathing, then it's nice. Everybody will know it. So if you have any comment, question, if anybody wants to share anything, then you can have it for next couple of minutes.
Aarti, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that what exercise breathing you told us to do. Should we do it once a day or twice or thrice a day? We can do it.
As many
Realizing the
times
breathing.
as you can do. So her question is that the deep conscious breathing exercise that I gave, how many times we can do? Minimum one for sure without fail. And the best part is some other pranayam has some rules, do's and don'ts, and how many rounds you should not exceed. It'll increase heat in the body. The best part about this simple deep conscious breathing does not have any side effects. So whenever you find yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally tired, take a break and do this. For sure, systematically, you do it once in a day on your yoga mat with your exercise schedule. But anytime you feel overwhelmed emotionally, mentally, sit there and do this and see the magic. Even very good technique for anger management. Tried and tested by me as well. You cannot have control to all the external situations, right? But the breath, this is what happens when we are like upset or angry. Breathe out, breathing our way out with anger. Let it be, let go, acceptance. So all these situations come so much in our life. So there is no answer here that how many times you should do it as much as you can, but minimum one for sure.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Yeah. Mataji, actually, I had a backache problem since last 7-8 months. So I used to visit to a physio on a regular basis to, get my back rectified. So, while when she was teaching me the exercises, she had told me to do a lot of exercises on lying down and on my stomach and on my back to tug in my stomach. And she also told me that when you're walking, you should tug in your stomach and then you walk, so that your balance of the weight is proportionately on your whole body. So will this kind of a tugging in on a regular basis is going to affect my breathing pattern? That's my question, Mataji.
I would say that maybe her suggestion was to strengthen your abdominal muscles.
Yeah, yeah.
So that the back pain will reduce or the back will also get some strength. Yeah. However, if you do it on a regular basis, if you have to heal your back, you do it for that time. However, on a regular basis, you add on the deep breathing practices so that you're not deprived of the proper oxygen in your body. So maybe to strengthen your core muscles, the tuck-in is required. But I would not recommend you having this tucking throughout the day or something. You do it as an exercise separately if you need.
Okay.
Making strengthening your core, you can substitute. You can ask her only, since she's a physiotherapist or suggesting you. That can you give me something to strengthen these muscles, because that is a goal, right?
Yeah.
But not tucking in the belly and not breathing. And parallelly, you work little more and harder on doing the deep breathing practices when you're lying down or sitting on the chair.
Okay. Thank you.
So you are like, balancing it well and not throughout the day like this. Balance is the key here. I feel if this is what is required for now to fix the back.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, I have a question, Mataji. Can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Vishuddha Sattvadas. Mataji, actually, it was such a wonderful experience. Are we going to get a recording of this? I fell asleep, to be honest, in between, for 2 seconds when you said, lie down and do it. So, I'm really sorry
Completely
for that.
natural. Don't
but,
worry.
then did I miss something?
No,
yeah, actually, and then,
we
it
did,
was such
we did
relaxing
3-layered
thing.
breathing. We focused on the abdomen, lower chest and upper chest, and we isolated the 3 areas. Were you awake till then?
Yeah, I was awake till the abdomen part. I was awake. Then afterwards, for some 5 minutes or 2 minutes, I don't really remember.
It was like a
fell
yoga
in very
nidra
deep,
experience, right?
sleep, and then yeah, correct. I keep attending your this thing, sessions a lot. So it was exactly that yoga nidra part. What you
Yoga
said.
nidra feeling. See, I should
So
now
2,
stop
3
taking yoga
minutes
nidras.
I felt.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll quickly run through what we did. Abdominal breathing, chest breathing, then we did lower chest, and then clavicular, the collarbone. And then we combined all three together. So of course the recording will be there, don't worry. We are recording it here, so it will be given.
Yeah, I missed that part.
Again,
Correct. That
yeah, you can
college.
again
Oh,
do the
yeah, that I
practice
missed.
part. We'll revise it tomorrow also. We are revising before we go into the next practice. So anybody else has any comment,
I'm sure I'll
question?
be fresh tomorrow. I'll keep.
Yes, Prabhu. We can do some Surya Namaskar tomorrow before the session.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna Mataji, I have one question. Yeah, I just wanted to check. Even I fell asleep, but just like Prabhuji. But I wanted to know, like, when we are doing this inhalation part, so first is our focus should be on the abdomen where it goes up, and then slowly it should come till the clavicular region, right? Then chest, and then
For the
because
full
that
breathing,
feeling
you're
part,
asking?
yeah, full
Full
breathing,
breathing?
the full cycle, yeah.
Yes.
So how,
So
yeah. Mhm.
initially, you may not. One may feel that my breath is over. I'm done, because you're not used to deep breathing, right? So it's normal to feel that I'm done here. I don't feel anything much. But ideally, in ideal situation, as we practice more, it has to go deeper. We have to feel on the abdomen, chest, and full breathing experience should keep coming up and going down, in and out.
Okay, because even I didn't feel anything in the chest movement, no movement as such. It was only the abdomen.
The
So that's
abdomen.
why I checked how it is going to happen until here.
No problem. It takes time. This was just an introduction so that you get a direction from today to start working on the right breathing for enhanced energy levels and to get various benefits of different things that we do for healing. So
Mhm.
add breathing that. This was a direction today, and we never want to force in ourselves into forcefully doing it. Never, because that's more harmful. In fact, rather than benefits, will invite some disorders. So everybody here who are listening to this, please make sure that even if you don't feel anything, that I can't breathe in deeply yet. That's okay. It's a journey. It's a process, and it works for sure. But gradually, you will find it yourself on the most unexpected day on the mat. That oh, I feel more nicer as I am able to breathe fully. So many people share this experience that only after I started doing deep breathing on regular basis, I realized that how shallow breather I was, or wow, I feel that I'm breathing for the first time in my life, and I feel so much of life. So many people share this experience. So I'll wait for the day when you also have that experience. With consistency is the key for
Hare
anything.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Mataji, just wanted to check one thing. Like sometimes when we do deep breathing, there is uh, kind of tiredness which comes after we do that exercise. There is a tiredness which we feel. What is the reason for that? And is it right or wrong? You know, because
So when do you feel tired? Even in lying down, or when you are sitting and doing it?
when we are sitting and doing, when we are doing anulom vilam or something like
Correct.
that.
Yes.
That's
Again, very general question and a general problem that most of us face. The reason here is that our body is not sufficiently warmed up, or we are not doing any physical asana exercise. So
okay.
we need to add those things also properly.
Okay.
And that is number one. So number one is add some necessary warm up, and very soon we keep having sessions on this as well. That what are the pranayam, pre pranayam techniques that you should be knowing to do your pranayam better. So it comes under that. So warm up or any asana, Surya Namaskar, depending on the time you have, you must do it, because we have to warm up the muscles of the back and knees as well. Otherwise, they don't support us in sitting for longer time.
Okay.
So that is one of the reason. And second reason is if you are overstretching yourself in any of the pranayam, especially when it comes to dynamic part, Kapalabhati, Vastrika, or something like that, then again the pranic body, the body is not ready for that many rounds. Try reducing few rounds and be consistent with those rounds and see if you feel completely comfortable, then you pep up. You can go for more rounds.
Okay.
So systematically growing. But most important is I feel adding up some warm up and asana exercise to namaskar.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello,
Ma'am, I've given my question in the chat window if you could check.
Yes. May I have a name so I can read out your question, if you like?
My name is Anuradha.
Anuradha. When I perform the exercise for 10 minutes or so, I suddenly feel nauseatic for a few seconds. And when I start regular breathing, I kind of recover. Is the nauseatic feeling signal to stop? Am I overdoing? Okay. So Anuradha ji, when do you exercise? Is it early morning?
Typically in the mornings.
Okay.
Typically in the mornings, and in the evenings when I go for walk. After that, I sit down and I do some.
Okay. So I also had similar experiences, but I realized that my body type requires me to drink or eat something before the practice. So usually I was feeling so hungry. This is one of the reasons. You can relate to it, or maybe it's not your case. Just in case if your body is super hungry, sometimes if you're starving and you are, pushing yourself into the practice, then it's natural that you're going to have some acidic or nauseatic feeling, or you are overdoing something, overstretching. That's the feeling. But if you're breathing and it's fine, which is good. But if it's something to do with your eating habits, you can take something half an hour ago, the practice, some herbal drink or anything that you prefer, soaked nuts or anything that suits your body in your regular schedule. So try having that and see the difference. My practice was much better when I ate half an hour ago. Ate as in not a big thing, but a little bit of soaked nuts or any herbal drink, ginger tea. So that really helped me to feel more energized and not have any nauseatic feeling. So you try it out.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
There are some more questions in the chat. Maybe I'll address. Any books are available for correct breathing? Yes,
Thank
many
you
books.
so much, Mataji. I'll have to leave. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a very nice session.
Thank you,
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. See you tomorrow as well. So yes, books are there. There's one book right under, I don't know, I can't remove it because the laptop will move, but it's called as Power of Pranayam by Dr. Renu Mehtani. I highly recommend this book. It's called as Power of Pranayam. Wonderful understanding. If you really want to go deeper into your pranayam, this is a book you can refer. And there's also a book called as Prana and Pranayam from Bihar School of Yoga. These all are available on Amazon. So I highly recommend these books for your journey on breathing and pranayam. But if you are not looking for a very advanced type of a book, then Power of Breathing by Dr. Renu Mehtani is a fantastic, authentic book on holistic understanding of breathing. So I highly recommend that. Should breathing be done only empty stomach? Yes, ideally. Because you see, we are doing abdominal breathing. We are also moving our the area toward the abdomen. So obviously, we want it empty stomach. However, simple deep breathing, it's okay. I'm not saying you should do immediately after the food, but if the gap is not much, it's still doable. But other breathing, advanced pranayam practices should be also done on the empty stomach. It will have more benefits definitely. One should have in one. Generally, how many breathing one should have in 1 minute? Ideally, how many you have depends on that. So one can have anywhere between 8, 9, 10, or 14 breathing should be ideal, but not more than that. So otherwise, we are a very fast breather or a shallow breather. So the deep breathing, the more deeply you breathe, the ratio, it will be really less, like 10, 11, maximum up to 14. How many? Okay, good question. I was waiting for this. When the nose is blocked due to allergies, does breathing through the mouth still have similar benefits? Good question. So we don't have to breathe in through the mouth, but breathing out through the mouth, it's completely okay. So sometimes even the stress breathing, what we call, how to do a breathing when we are in a stressful situation or we want to relax or we are tired, it's called as mouth breathing. But we inhale always through the nostrils only and then breathe out through the mouth. So very good. And if you have a blocked nose due to allergies, then I will try to touch base on some practices tomorrow, which is part of this whole 2-day course anyways. So some of the one nostril breathing will help you in correcting it even for a longer term. It's also like a quick fix when you have blocked nose, but moreover, it is more like a prevention from allergies too, when you do some pranayama on a regular basis. So don't breathe in through your mouth because our nose has been given some capacities to filter the air that we take in. Mouth does not have that. So we do not breathe in through mouth, but we have a privilege to breathe out through the mouth. In fact, for those who struggle with exhalations, those who don't have proper exhalations can definitely go ahead and do mouth exhalation. That will help them to also exhale properly. Will you repeat? Yeah, the book name is Power of Pranayam by Dr. Renu Mahatani. Wonderful book for any beginner actually. So other book is
Can
little
you
like, it has more advanced pranayam, so not recommended just by reading. But Dr. Renu's book is really nice.
Can you post it in the WhatsApp group also? The
Yes,
names.
yes. Okay, I will post.
That will help. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I will end here today, and I'll see you all tomorrow again at 8 o'clock.
1 minute. Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, you can
It's
have a
just a
last question.
request. It's just
for
a
sure.
request. If it is possible for you to do what you showed us with the sitting, can you just
The line.
tomorrow lying, you can just show us how to do it properly if you have not done it properly like that.
Definitely.
Before you start
We'll
the
do that
session.
tomorrow. Yes, because anyways, tomorrow we have more practice part. Today I wanted to share some benefits theory. So tomorrow we'll have a proper setup where we are actually doing a lot of practice. So I'll show you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very
So
good.
thank you everyone. Please do the homework that is given to you and correct your breathing today and come back with the doubts tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.